If the sound of feeling high on life naturally excites you, then you'll love this video as I'm sharing energizing yoga and 10 powerful ways that you can raise your vibration. Hey High Vibes Nation, welcome back to another video. I'm Mandy, Life Cheerleader, and I uplift others to raise their vibration. I feel happy to have y'all joining me for an episode on a topic I absolutely love, living a high vibes life. I'm going to start this episode by sharing some of my favorite yoga poses for energy, and then I'm going to move into, no pun intended, 10 powerful ways that you can raise your vibe so that you can be in your highest energy state. Now, before we dive into today's video, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to hit that little notification bell so you'll be informed each and every time I upload a new video to my channel. And guys, make sure you stay tuned till the end where I will be revealing an extra bonus tip to help you accelerate your energy naturally so you won't want to miss it. Okay, now let's get our bodies vibing high. All right, guys, so there's a few things I always like to mention in case you want them for your individual practice. So the few items that I chose today, in case you do want them for the energizing yoga, one would be a yoga strap. This can always come in handy, of course, for moves that require you to want to really dive into your flexibility. So having a yoga strap can always come in handy. Another thing you might want to have, I always like to have a yoga mat spray. I love being clean and serene, as you guys know. So in case of some wear and tear, or if you have anything on your mat you want to just clean off, it's nice to have just a natural yoga mat cleaner. And another item I always suggest, if you prefer to have one, is a yoga block. Now, there's all sorts of types of yoga blocks you can get out there. There's cork. This one is just, it's pretty firm, I would say. And if you don't have a yoga block, y'all can always use something similar in size, like a box. Sometimes stuff comes in boxes that are kind of roughly this size, or even just make your own at home. So these can come in handy again for things like increasing flexibility or propping yourself up in certain poses. So you might want to have this. All right, guys, moving along. I always suggest, especially because we are doing more energized yoga this video, you might want to have just a towel. This can always come in handy for things like even just like getting rid of sweat, or just putting it on your mat so that you have a little bit more cushion for comfort. So it's always great to just have a towel on hand, I find. And then last but not least, usually I suggest having a pillow or even a rolled up blanket like this. Now this can come in handy again, acting in place of a bolster. And I don't think there's anything pose-wise today we're really going to be needing a bolster for. But again, in some of the postures, you might just want to have a blanket to lie on. So I would suggest it. Again, you don't need any of these props to do the poses that I'm going to be showing you guys for energy yoga today. If you have a yoga mat, amazing. I'd say get it out because it always comes in handy for grip. If you don't, you can always place a regular towel on your floor just for a little bit more stability, or otherwise, again, as I said, you don't need any of these things. You could just use your body weight and we're good to go. So without further ado, let's get into the energy yoga. All right, guys, this first pose that we're going to be doing is one, if you are a yogi, you'll be very familiar with it. It's actually two poses. I'm going to do them together because it just makes more sense. It's cat and cow. So to do this one, all you're going to do is come onto your mat like so. You're just going to get into a neutral tabletop position. The main points here, just make sure that your wrists are firmly placed on your mat below your shoulders. You want to make sure you tuck your tummy in nice and tightly. Great. And you want to have your knees about hip distance apart. Obviously, feet are just flat on your mat, and all you're going to do for this one, you're going to breathe in and you're going to arch your back. Let's hold it. And then breathe out, and you're going to come up. Let's do it again. Breathe in. You should feel a really nice stretch in your back. And breathe it out. Every time I do this, I feel like I'm one of those cats on one of those funny Halloween cards, just like with the hump looking back. It's kind of cute. All right, let's do one more round together of cat-cow. So breathe in, come into that. Nice, guys, and breathe it out. All right, come back to neutral position, and we're done, cat and cow. All right, for this next one, this is a really pretty posture, actually. It is the bow pose, and for this one, we are going to start actually by just getting onto our mats flat, just like so. Just want to have your head down. Now from here, we're just going to raise our head a little bit, and you want to bring your hands actually beside you. Don't put any pressure on your back right now, and slowly just start to lift up off of your mat with your head and upper back. You want to make sure you have a really nice alignment in your spine. You're not having any tension or pressure. And when it feels good to you, bring your legs up, and all you're going to do is try to reach back and grab your ankles. Beautiful, guys, beautiful. Now this is just the beginning of this posture. So here's the thing, this is going to end up being a very great stretch for the spine. If you're okay staying here, stay here, just honor where you're at in your practice today. Otherwise, we're going to start to lift up, 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 up. Beautiful. Look at that bow that we're creating. And we're gonna hold it here. Make sure that you are not putting any unnecessary pressure, especially in your lower back. And then let's just hold it here, guys. Keep breathing into this beautiful posture. Just gonna hold it for about 20 seconds. One more inhale. And release. Breathe out. Drop it down. Amazing. Beautiful work, guys. Beautiful. There you have it. All right, for this next one, we are doing fish pose. So we're gonna be doing the opposite now. We're actually going to get onto our backs for this one. So let's do it together. So from here, just get onto your back. Want your legs straight out, flat in front of you. Beautiful, arms by your side. Now for this one, we're just gonna be drawing our back and our head up. So all you need to do is breathe in, bring your head, start to bring it, bend your neck, and you just want to basically try to get to the top of your head with this one. If you want, you can do two variations. You can leave your legs flat and put your hands nice and tuck them basically under your gluteus maximus, or you can leave them here or have them by your sides, either way. Or if you'd like to, you can also cross your legs for this one, whatever feels better to you. I'm gonna choose to cross my legs today. That's what's feeling good. And let's just take a few breaths here. Beautiful. Let's do one more inhale and exhale. Slowly start to make your way out of the posture. You're just going to straighten your legs if they're not, and then release your arms to your sides and just gently bring your head back down to your mat. And there you guys have it. There is fish pose. All right, guys, I brought it out a little bit so that you can see my full body for this next one. This next one, even the name is gorgeous. It is goddess pose, but don't let it fool you. If you are a man, you can do this too. We'll just pretend it's called God pose for you guys. So let's do it together. All right, so you just want to come onto your mat. You want to take a nice wide stance here. Now you're going to angle your feet outwards. Beautiful, so that they are on about a 45-degree angle. You're going to tuck your tailbone in and make sure you're flexing and keeping your gluteus maximus active. Now from here, you're just going to bend into this so you come to about a parallel level with your legs. Now there's a few arm variations we can take in goddess pose. Basically, from here, you can either have your hands in front of your chest. You can leave them here. If you want, you can come into a mudra like so with your hands. You can have them up to the sky. I think for this one today, let me see. I am feeling like I'll take the mudra. That's pretty fun. So let's hold it here. Now this one, your legs might be shaking, might feel a little bit challenging, which is good. As I said, these are all energizing yoga poses. So we want to be challenging our bodies. We want to be challenging and channeling up good energy, good prana. All right, guys, let's hold it here for a few breaths. Keep breathing. All right. Beautiful. You got this. Okay, on our next breath, let's bring it up. Whew, that was a beautiful, beautiful stretch in my legs. Hope you guys felt that too. All right, I had so much fun with you guys doing the goddess, or in my books, God pose. So next we're going to come back onto our mat for a wide-legged forward bend. This one is an amazing, amazing pose for your legs. You're gonna take another wide stance. Beautiful. Make sure your tummy's tucked in. Activate those glutes. Make sure your tailbone is also tucked under. From here, you want to put a little micro bend into your knees. And essentially, all this one is, I need to get a little bit wider, just adjust yourself accordingly. We're gonna come down, start to bend and hinge at your hips. Forward, again, honor your knees, so put a little micro bend so you're not hyperextending. I tend to because I'm flexible. You just want to keep coming down. Nice, nice. If you're here, amazing. Stay here, guys. You're doing so well. If you can even reach here, that's incredible. I'm very flexible, as I've said in other videos, so I'm going to take the full posture to its entirety. I'm gonna keep bending until I basically have my forehead at the ground. Now we have a few different arm variation options here. You can take your hands and link them behind your ankles to even pull yourself deeper into the V stretch. Or you can just place your hands in front of you if you want. That's another variation. Another way you can do this is with prayer hands here, if you see. So you can have your hands in prayer if you'd like. And then finally, you can lock your hands and bring them over you like so. So for today, again, I like playing around with the variations. I think for today, I might just actually use it as leverage to just keep pulling myself down. I'm really wanting a nice stretch. You're gonna feel this one 100% in the backs of your legs. Let's just hold a few breaths here, guys. You're doing amazing. Keep breathing. Feel all that prana emerging in your body. All right, one last breath here. Amazing. Breathe in, halfway up, and breathe out, all the way up. Let's give our legs a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Amazing, guys. You did so awesome. All right, guys, we're going to do a fun one next. They're all fun, but we're going to do one with a fun name, I should say, which is Superman pose. Again, I'm switching it up, and if you're a lady out there practicing with me today, it can be Superwoman pose for you. So for this one, we're just going to get onto our stomachs again. So just come down gracefully onto your stomach, like so. Beautiful. Now for this one, we're actually going to have our hands stretched out in front of us. And all you're going to do for this one, place your head on your mat. Take a nice deep inhale. Beautiful. And on your exhale, all you're going to do is lift your head up off your mat while simultaneously lifting your arms and your legs so that you basically look like a Superman or Superwoman. And let's hold it here. Breathe into it. Every time you breathe in and out, try to just get a little bit stronger in your posture and also settle into it. Beautiful, guys. Make sure you're not straining your neck too much here. Keep reaching as though you're reaching for something in front of you and yet something's pulling at the back of your legs, so you get a really nice stretch for your entire body. Beautiful. Let's take one more deep breath in and release. I hope that allowed you to feel like a Superman or a Superwoman. All right, guys, for this next stretch, you will probably appreciate this name at least, but the stretch itself is really good too. It's actually called puppy dog pose. So for this one, we're just going to start by getting onto our mats in a neutral tabletop, like so. Just put on a little bit of an angle so you guys can see. Beautiful. So from here, all we're gonna do is keep our lower body the way it is for now. This one, you basically are just going to be bringing your upper body down as close to the mat as possible. So let's make sure that everything is in alignment. Take a nice deep breath in. And from here, you basically are just going to bring your chest and your forehead down to the mat, like so. You're gonna feel a nice deep stretch in your chest. From here, let's just breathe in. Keep breathing. Upper body is definitely feeling this stretch. I hope you guys are too. All right, one more breath in. And breathe out. Slowly start to come back up to your forearms. Even put your hands down here so you come back to a neutral tabletop. Beautiful, guys. There you have the puppy dog pose. All right, I seem to be operating with a lot of animal names today with these poses, but the next one is frog pose, and this one is actually really, really good for opening up your hips and your pelvis, and it just is such a delicious deep stretch. So let's get right into it. So for frog pose, you actually want to stand, or I should say you want to begin on your knees. Just come up. Have your legs about, well, we're gonna end up going as far out basically as we can on our knees. So from here, and this is a really great intro to all of you who have messaged me about getting into being able to do the splits. Now, from here, if you wanna stay here, and this is as far as you can bring your legs out, just stay here, guys. Please, with any of these, honor where you're at with your stretching and your body's capabilities. Do not compare yourself to me. Do not compare yourself to anyone out there. Just do what feels right to you in this moment right now. From here, we're basically going to be attempting getting our legs out as far as possible while keeping our legs bent. So what does this look like? Well, I'm going to show you. So if it here is good today, if you just want to stay here, amazing. Just make sure that you are trying to honor the posture properly. And from here, all you're gonna do is continue to bring your legs out like so, like so, like so. You're gonna bend into that. So basically, I know it's kind of hard to see on camera here, but basically, and you can use the wall as support. See how my feet are literally against the wall? If I put my head down now, you can see my legs are bent completely. Everything is on the ground. And this is in full posture with my head down. This is the full frog pose. Now I know this is quite advanced, so just bring your legs as far apart as possible. And let's take a few breaths in this posture once you're settled. Keep breathing, feeling the nice deep stretch in your hips, in your pelvis, in your legs, in your back. Keep feeling your entire body, churning up all sorts of good energy. Beautiful. Keep breathing in and out naturally. A few more breaths here. All right, guys, slowly breathe in. Amazing. You're just going to slowly come up. Bring your legs together again, if it's possible. Bring them together. And there you guys have it. There is frog pose for you. All right, now that our bodies are radiating high vibes, I'm going to share 10 powerful ways that you can raise your vibration. Now, when it comes to high vibes, it's a fascinating topic and it's accessible by anyone. As a life cheerleader, I uplift others to raise their vibration. Now, I know y'all always hear me say this in these videos, and I truly do feel from my heart space that this is my purpose. This is my divine destiny that God has for me to really help y'all out there get into your highest state of being in a natural, beautiful way. And I love and appreciate y'all in my high vibes nation, hashtag whoop whoop. So of course, I want to share as much as I possibly can with y'all to get you into your highest state of being. My intention is to empower you to uplift yourself at the end of the day. So you attract what you are. So when you're living in your natural state of being, which is positive, radiant, and high, you become a super manifestor. Now, sometimes I have y'all joke out there that I am a master manifestor, and really it boils down to some of the tips that I'm about to share with you guys in terms of how you can attract more goodness into your life. Literally, what you put out is what you get back. So that's why I'm sharing all of these tips and even the energizing yoga, because when you're radiating at a higher vibe, you naturally will attract things of that same high frequency. And this is the intention I use for pretty much all content that I produce for y'all, because I want to see you guys win at the game of life. I want you to hit the home runs. I want you to feel that magic, that amazing way that life is meant to be. Life is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. So your vibration is essentially made up of the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. So when it comes to discussing vibrations and frequencies, some of you all out there might even be going like, well, what do you mean raise your vibration? Like, what is this, Mandy? So here's the thing, guys. Whether you're spiritually based or scientific based, we can all agree out there that we're all energy beings. We're made up of, so many atoms. And basically from there is a Richter scale as such, if you can picture this, guys, where different things in life, from everything from ourselves to plants to objects, everything has an energy frequency. So just to give you like a little bit of example as to where things fall on a frequency Richter scale, basically what you're looking at is love. Love is one of the highest frequencies, and it docks in at about 528 hertz. Now enlightenment is considered basically the highest frequency. Now with enlightenment, it's at about 700 hertz and higher. So just to give you a scope, now things that don't measure very high on the Richter scale of frequencies are things like shame and fear and blame. And one that might even surprise you is desire, because when we desire something, we're actually putting out there that we are coming from a place of lack. Like if you desire something, you're basically saying, I don't have it yet. So therefore, it actually registers as lower on the Richter scale. It would be higher than like fear and shame and blame and guilt and all of that stuff, but it still operates from a very low frequency. So I am about to share right now with you guys, right now, get excited. These are 10 powerful ways in order for you to raise your vibration. Let's do it. All right, guys, so coming in at number 1, and this is in no particular order, is physical activity, movement, and dance. And for very obvious reasons, when we move our bodies, we tend to shake, we tend to move around. It's literally like, especially when it comes to dancing, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I get a chance to dance, I honestly love it. Because when I dance, for me, it's more like a spiritual art, It's a way for me to release any sort of energy and just have sort of no inhibitions and just allow myself to be a free spirit. So movement, physical activity, and dance are definitely one way that you can naturally up your energy. Now with physical movement, I am a huge fan of working out, whether it's lifting weights, whether it is doing workouts at home, running, walking, jogging, running upstairs. Not that I absolutely love those things, but they do allow me to move my energy. And basically, you have to think of it like this. when you're moving your body, you're moving your energy around. So if you guys could find even one activity out there that you love, I mean, dance is pretty fun. You can put on some amazing music, which we will be getting to in one of the other tips on how to raise your vibe. But basically, if you want to put on some good music and even just like moving your body around, like it honestly feels so good to just let loose, get rid of any stagnant energy, and that's a really beautiful way to raise your vibration. All right, guys, tip number 2. Kind of feel like hippy dippy trippy with this one. Tip number 2 on how you can raise your vibration is actually, I'm gonna bring it back to the earth and to nature and your natural state of being, which makes sense. Tip number 2 is nature. Nature is an amazing way to raise your vibration. Now, so whenever I'm surrounded by a natural setting, I just feel my most elevated. I love being out in the fresh air. As you guys know, I've said this before, I'm an earth sign, so being surrounded by Mother Nature is literally, and I know whether you're an earth sign or not, it honestly doesn't matter. I know so many people who feel the same way, be it whether I'm on a mountain, whether I'm in a forest, whether I'm near a lake. I love bodies of water, whatever natural setting, like the ocean, all of it, I love, love, love. My spirit feels so just nurtured and nourished when I'm in a natural setting. And especially having lived in some really beautiful parts of this planet, I feel so blessed to have been able to experience, just being encompassed by the beauty that Mother Nature is. And I have 2 tips for you guys today, because I know we're all social distancing right now, but I have 2 very cool tips on how you can implement nature starting right now, today, into your life so that you can start feeling the beautiful way that Mother Nature can help to elevate your energy right now. Those 2 tips are as follows. I am a huge believer in bringing the inside outdoors and bringing the outside indoors. So what do I mean by that? Well, a very simple way that you can start bringing nature into your kind of sphere to help you raise your vibe is to actually just have plants around. Now, in my condo, I actually have a solarium, and it is filled with plants and vines all around it. And so when I go in there, my energy just goes like whoosh. It like keeps going up, up, up. And just to be surrounded by all the greenery and the fresh things that are growing, it literally puts me in entirely a different frequency. So plants would be one easy way that you could even go and get yourself a plant today. And fresh flowers are another way to do that. Now, the other way that you can do, just sitting here literally in this moment right now, I want you guys to try this right now. Close your eyes. Just give them a nice close. It's nice to take a little break anyways. And keep them closed. Now, I want you to picture somewhere with water, a body of water, whatever feels best to you in this moment right now. It could be the ocean, could be maybe up north at a cottage by a lake. It could be maybe a river, wherever feels really good to you right now. Just picture it for this moment. Beautiful. All right, y'all can open your eyes now. The reason why I had you do this exercise is because multiple studies have shown that just by picturing being near a natural body of water, you can actually become so relaxed that you do end up elevating your energy. So it's a really quick, beautiful way to tap yourself into a more relaxed state, which by nature allows you to actually be vibrating higher. When we're more relaxed, we actually do vibrate higher. So anytime you're feeling a little bit stressed or you want to just like peace out for a moment, just start picturing with your eyes closed that natural body of water that feels like bliss, paradise to you. And there's another way that you can raise your vibration. All right, guys, moving positively along, another way that you can amp up your vibe today is to start with your diet. Now, food itself, because there are so many types of food out there. All types of foods have different energy frequencies. And I don't know about y'all, but basically when it comes to diet, I'm all about intuitive eating. I think it's really important. And I'm going to say this, and you'll always hear this from me in videos. I do not feel that it is my place, nor do I feel like any of y'all have the right for either of us to judge each other on what we feel we need to eat for our bodies. I think that's a really individualized topic. And so I will always have the standpoint and ask yourself one primary question, which is, how do you feel? How do you feel when you eat the foods that you do? How do you feel when you consume the beverages that you do? What I can say from all of my experiences in terms of nutrition and my background being a health and nutrition and wellness coach for many years, and also just having my own body go through so much, from weight training to yoga life to, just trying I'm definitely a nutrition junkie and diet junkie in terms of wanting to know how to fuel myself best for my lifestyle, which is very active. And over the years, I've just come up with a few main principles that I want to share with you guys, which first and foremost, I would say I tend to feel my best when I eat things that are more so straight from the earth. Minimally processed, whole foods, a variety of foods in my diet that come from natural sources. Now, does that mean that it has to all be plant-based? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to be vegan in order to raise your vibration. But what I am saying is I think it's really important to try to implement as many plant-based meals into your overall diet as possible, because plant-based foods do tend to radiate and are higher on a frequency scale than things like meats and dairy. Like dairy is one that I ditched a long time ago because I don't feel my best on it. Again, not judging anyone out there for what y'all eat, because that's not my place. I really don't feel that it is. But if we're just talking frequencies, plant-based foods do tend to be higher on a frequency level. So my advice to y'all out there is just try to really tune in to every time you eat or drink something. Like, obviously, y'all know I love my smoothies. If you follow me on social media, my plant-based smoothies. But I think it's really important to just ask yourself, how do you feel after each time that you eat? How do you feel when you eat certain food groups? And just start to become more aware. And as much as you can, try to implement more fruits and veggies, more grains, more whole foods into your overall diet. And I promise you guys, you will be radiating, at least glowing wise, a little bit higher. All right, guys, for this next one, I thought I'd bring my little trusty guitar, because tip number 4 is music and sound. Now, music and sound can definitely amp up your energy, because music even operates on different frequencies depending on what type of music it is. Now, I know we all have different music preferences out there, but of course, some do register higher on a frequency level than others do. So one in particular that actually does vibrate a lot higher on the scale is classical music. And it's interesting, there's been many studies done on the effects of classical music, and one in particular that I find pretty interesting is when they've done a study on plants, and they test different types of music and they leave the plant alone. It's in its same position, same variables around the plant at all times, but essentially what they do is they test out by playing different types of music. And they actually found in this study that, and no offense to anyone who loves rock out there, but just the abrasive type of music, like rock music, actually makes the plant grow away from the sound vibration. Whereas when they played classical music, the plant actually literally physically shifted, growing towards that music. So it's just interesting. It's something to take into consideration. All right, guys, now there are many ways that you can use sound and music to amp up your vibration. One of the ways is obviously with beautiful musical instruments. Another way is just singing. Another way is listening to high vibes music. You can also do chanting. Like, there's lots of different ways that you can implement sound and music into your life to raise your vibration. All right, moving things along on a positively high note, no pun intended. The next tip that I have for you guys on how you can naturally raise your vibration is all about tribe. I'm talking the people you surround yourself with and your community. Now, this can be online or off. And the reason why I bring this up, and it's something that's actually really near and dear to my heart, oftentimes when either friends or clients or people come to me and they really are feeling like low energy or they're feeling unmotivated in their lives, it's usually a lot of times I always ask them to think about the people they're surrounding themselves with. Because let's be real, when it comes to who you surround yourself with, you really do become the 5 or so people that you connect with the most in your life, which is why it is so important to make sure those signature people in your life are high vibers. Now, what naturally happens is if you surround yourself with positive people, typically you start to radiate higher too because you guys feed off of one another's energy. Now, the opposite can happen when you surround yourself with people who are quote unquote low energy or vampire suckers. There's lots of different names, but basically when you are around people who are just vibrating at a low frequency, usually those are the people in your life who I would consider toxic. And I hate to put labels on it like that because I do believe in my heart of hearts that every single person does have goodness within them. I think some people, however, are just vibrating at a really low frequency, and it tends to be people who need to work through some stuff, need to heal themselves. They usually operate from a place of fear versus love, and y'all know how much of a lover I am. So I have continuously in my life done basically people detoxes, and whenever I am around someone or I connect with someone, and it could be as simple as like, it could be when you're with them in person. I know that doesn't apply so much now because we're all in social distancing, but even things like text messaging, things like phone calls, Zoom calls, the people, hopefully you guys are not social distancing with anyone that you're not vibing with high right now. I'm praying for y'all right now. You're not in that situation. But that being said, if there are people that you're connecting with on a regular basis, again, via phone, computer, social media, whatever the case may be, I think it's just really important, again, to always tune into your state of being when you're not actually with them, but when you're having contact with them. Ask yourself after the fact how you feel. Like, really tune into asking yourself, how does this person make me feel? Did they make me feel excited? Did they make me feel energized? Do they make me feel happy? Do they make me feel inspired? Like, these are the kind of questions I like to ask myself when it comes to figuring out whether people are going to have a stronger place in my life than others. Because again, you end up becoming who you surround yourself with, whether that's a significant other, whether that's a friend, whether that's a colleague, whether that is a neighbor, like people around you. We are all vibing at different frequencies, and if we tend to hang out with people that are vibrating higher, you're just naturally going to be uplifted. So another reason I wanted to bring this topic up with you guys was because I was actually having a really interesting conversation with my dad about how, and I should say, so my dad is a psychotherapist. He is the head of the board of directors for a clinic that works with addicts. And we were having a really fascinating conversation just around how social distancing is psychologically affecting people. And, you know, my dad being my dad, I love you, Dad. I know you're watching. My dad had basically posed this question to me, which he often does. And he said, Mandy, what do you think is the number one kind of thing that people are dealing with mental health wise right now, especially with everything going on? And it came to me in a second, and I literally blurted out, I was like, well, I think the main thing people are dealing with right now is depression due to loneliness. And we ended up talking about this whole concept, and he said, yes, that's it. Like loneliness is like kind of the number one thing people are dealing with right now. And this is why I want to bring this up with you guys, because again, I always want to be really transparent and help you in whatever ways that I can on my channel and in my videos and on social media, etc. And I think that right now more than ever, a lot of people, whether you're social distancing solo or not, I think being solo can make it a little tougher, because human interaction is something that by nature we all want to have. And because, from a biomedical standpoint, we want to connect and we want to be a part of a community. Like that's a very natural thing to want to have in your life. There's this whole shift right now, and this whole movement I see, even sometimes with close friends, and I have straight up conversations with my friends about this, because there's a lot of people right now being triggered by loneliness to try to reach out to people, and it goes both ways. Some people are reaching out to people from their past who might not have been very healthy or very positive for them, and because they just want to connect with anyone right now, they're kind of going back to who's familiar, even if that person or those people might not be the best for them. And the whole reason why I even bring this whole topic up is because I want you guys to radiate at your highest. So if you're feeling like you don't have anyone right now and the social distancing is really weighing heavy on you, please reach out either in the comments below, or I actually have a community that I started on Facebook, which originally started through my podcast called Pave Your Paradise Podcast. And if you guys just search that on Facebook, I also have the Instagram page as well. Please tap into my online community, because I don't want any of you all out there feeling so alone that you are reaching out to people who are not good for you, who are unhealthy, who are toxic. Do not go there. Do not go there. You don't have to go there. Everyone in my community is high vibes, like yourself. So please reach out. Please try and find a space of people who are high vibers, because again, going back to the whole reason why I brought this topic up in the first place, when you align with people who are high vibers, you naturally are going to soar. You're going to go up. You're going to uplift one another. And one of the sayings that I absolutely love, and I live my life by this saying, is we rise by lifting others up. So, hence being a life cheerleader and doing all the work that I do, I always want you guys to feel like when you're in my space, you can walk away feeling uplifted. And the people who are in your personal and professional life, as much as you can try to have it be, try to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with high vibers as much as possible. All right, another way that you can raise your vibration naturally, and I've mentioned this in my videos before, is through scent and smell and aromatherapy. Now, at home, I have a diffuser, and I just put a few drops of essential oil in it. Just a note, I'll make this one a little brief because I've talked to you guys about aromatherapy a lot, and obviously there's so many different types of smell. Y'all know that smell especially is attached to our memory, so different types of smell can inspire different thoughts and feelings within us. And one of the higher frequency smells is actually rose. Another one is frankincense. And I think that smell can be quite individualized as well. So if you guys want to vibe higher, I would just highly suggest think back to your childhood memories and tap into your heart space. Think back to smells that reminded you of just being really happy and joyous in your childhood. I know for me, I spent so much time at my Granny Ross's growing up, and one smell that always takes me back to her home when I was little is the smell of toast, because she would always toast for me in her little toaster oven. And another one is turkey. Turkey always makes me think of Granny Ross because of all of our turkey dinners growing up around the holiday times. Another one is, just because these might jog some of your memories too. Ooh, I have one. So Granny Ross was huge on always doing birthday parties and making little cakes for all of us grandchildren. So not cake in itself, but actually the smell of blowing the candles out each and every year on my birthday cake that she would make in particular. Like I would have different parties, you know, with my parents and friends and then with Granny Ross. But for some reason in my memory, every time I smell a candle being blown out, it always brings me back to those amazing, beautiful memories with my Granny Ross at my birthday parties every year. So just choose a few scents that you can think of that maybe just inspire joy within you. You can try the rose and frankincense too. Those are two good ones. And amp up your energy today through smell. All right, guys, another way that you can naturally raise your vibration is one that y'all know that I am a huge fan of and advocate of, which is meditation. Meditation, and I'm also going to add a little caveat in here, meditation and breath work. Now, they are different, but essentially with meditation, it helps to clear your mind. So basically think of meditation as a windshield wiper to kind of erase those negative thoughts that keep popping up in your head. And when you're operating from a space of having a really clear, very flow to you through your mindset, you will naturally start radiating at a higher frequency. Now, with breath work, it works a little differently, but I'm going to categorize it under meditation because you obviously want to have a really nice flow of your breath when you're meditating. Now, breath work is, you know, another phrase or another term for breath work you might hear is pranayama, or just getting yourself into a deep breathing practice. And so the way or reason why breathing in itself as well really helps to amp up your vibe is because when you're taking nice deep breaths, let's take one together right now. Feel that? I know I feel a little bit lighter and brighter when I operate from a place after having done some breath work, because you naturally bring your energy down to a more relaxed state of being. Now, don't confuse bringing your energy down to lowering your vibe. It actually does the opposite. When you get yourself into a more relaxed state of being, you actually end up raising your vibe. So it kind of works in an interesting way like that. And breath work is a beautiful way to actually get into a more relaxed state of being. Hence why I try to get you guys in some of these episodes and always taking awareness when you're moving your body through yoga to really focus on your breath, because really what we're trying to do is just move any sort of stagnant energy out and kind of just conjure up and bring in fresh, beautiful, high vibes. All right, my next tip for y'all might be considered a little saucy. So just a little note here, if you have little ones at home, I'm gonna say you might wanna cover their ears or just put them in another room for now. I'll give you a few seconds to do that if you do. And we can just sit here having a moment, exchanging good energy, raising our vibe together right now. All right, guys, so tip number 8 is, yes, as I said to you as a foreshadow, a little on the saucy side. It may be something you've heard of or not, and that is sexual energy. Now, of course, you've heard the words sexual energy, but what do I really mean by sexual energy, and how can you raise your vibe through sexual energy? Now, it might not be what you think. What I'm actually referring to is a term called sexual transmutation. Now, I know that might be a mouthful. I'm gonna let you guys right now, let your mind wander to whatever you think. If you haven't heard this term, let sexual transmutation morph into whatever you think it is. I'll give you guys a second there. Okay, guys, I will let you in on a little secret. Sexual energy, as you know, not gonna get you to go where you've gone sexually at all out there. But basically, the reason why I bring sexual energy up is because sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies that exists. I mean, it creates human life. So you can only imagine what can be produced by channeling this energy in various ways. Now, like anything in life, this energy can be channeled for goodness and not so goodness. And what do I mean by this? Well, there is a concept that I stumbled upon a while back that I want to share with you guys because it'll give context to, how you can use sexual energy to raise your vibration. So there's a terminology that I came across called no-faps. Now, what on earth is no-faps? You might be sitting there going like, no-faps? What is this, Mandy? Well, I'm going to explain it to you. So no-faps basically is the philosophy around abstaining from any sort of consumption of pornography as well as not masturbating. And what happens is when, according to this philosophy, when you abstain from those two things, basically you have all this sexual energy pent up inside of you that you can do something else with. And like anything in life, as I said, you can channel your energy to do a lot. And because sexual energy, as I said before, is so powerful, one of the ways that you can actually use it is creatively. And I've done this in my life where I've not been with a partner and basically I have a lot of this sexual energy, flowing inside of me, and I've channeled it in a positive way towards my creative projects. And honestly, I swear to y'all out there, it is insane the amount of just insights and inspirations and ways that I'm able to use this kind of energy when I'm not focused on using it in the literal way, basically, of having sex with this kind of energy within me. Now, of course, I'm not saying that having sex is negative or that if you want to use your sexual energy in a different way, that that's a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying to y'all out there at all. What I'm saying is that you can actually redirect the energy within yourself that comes from your root chakra, which is your sexual energy, and you can use it for amazing innovation and creativity and positivity in your life. And of course, if you have a special someone that you do want to share your sexual energy with, I just recommend, hopefully they are, of course, another high viber, because yes, of course, sharing and making love with somebody else using your sexual energy is a beautiful way that you can both uplift one another as well. Oh, guys, I hope this topic is not too saucy for you guys, but I think it's really important to just, again, be open-minded, open-hearted, open-spirited to different and new techniques and terms and just philosophies in life. And I'm always open to this kind of stuff, so hope y'all can use your sexual energy in a very purposeful and positive way. All right, guys, I do not have the nickname Smiley or Life Cheerleader for no reason. I really do truly try to see the best and the beauty that exists in life, which is my next tip for you guys. Having a positive mindset, as obvious as it might sound, does take a little bit of work. It's not like you don't have negative things that happen to you. I know that a lot of you watching do come from a more optimistic and positive mindset, so I don't have to preach to the choir here, but I just want to bring it up because even as obvious as it sounds, it is important to notice the beautiful things that happen in life. I mean, just from my heart space to yours out there, I just want you guys to know, like, it does take work. It's not like, I know that bad stuff happens. It happens to me. We go through ups and downs naturally as human beings. That is normal. The difference that I'm trying to point out here and the awareness to have is to really just take part in noticing the beauty that surrounds you at all times. There are always beautiful things that can make you smile in life, and things like focusing on the good, focusing on the positive, focusing on the beautiful in life, it acts as a snowball effect. So the more that you focus on the amazing goodness that is happening in your life, the more that you will feel and just attract naturally and also raise your vibe naturally in a more elevated state and way of just being. All right, this last tip, number 10, woohoo, for you guys to raise your vibration is actually one of my favorite ones. As y'all know, I really am focused, whether it's my content with you guys or posting on social media. I really think it's so important to find your passion in life, whatever that looks like, and also to live a purpose-driven life. And a huge element of all of, purpose and passion-driven lifestyle is finding a way to contribute and give back to society. So tip number 10, technically, it's got a few different facets to it, but basically finding your passion in life and having a purpose-driven mission that allows you to help others. Like, clearly, I love being a life cheerleader, and the reason why is because I get to uplift you guys with every video on my social media, online, and also off to the people who exist in my life. I really feel like that's a way that I can contribute, as well as things like volunteering, helping others out whenever I can. And a combination of all of these together, it really does make you vibrate higher when you can be the reason, when you can have a mission that is so much greater than yourself, that gives back to the betterment of all of society. That's when you can radiate and just rise higher by doing so. So tip number 10 is to, again, find your purpose that is also your passion, and do something that allows you to do both of those things while giving back to society. All right, guys, and now, surprise! Oh, that wasn't as high as I'd want it to go octave-wise, but that's okay. The last tip, and this is the bonus for y'all that I want to leave you with, is one that you guys often hear me talk about, which is gratitude. Why do I say gratitude as the bonus tip that will help you amp up your vibration? Because gratitude on the Richter scale I mentioned before actually comes in as one of the highest frequencies. It actually comes higher than love, than joy, than peace, than calmness. It actually is right up here on the scale, closer to enlightenment. Because here's the thing, guys, when you're operating from a place of gratitude, chances are you are feeling happy, you are feeling blissful, you are feeling at peace, because you know that you have so many blessings to be grateful for, and you're just coming from a heart space of, I am so thankful for everything that exists. That is pure peace. That is pure positivity. That is pure passion from your heart. So an instant way that you can literally transform yourself into a higher state is just to start thinking of all the blessings in your life that you can be grateful for. And in an instant, you literally can start raising your vibration as a higher one when you feel you're in an attitude of gratitude. All right, guys, if you're watching this, I am praying for you in this very moment for my positive energy to surround you, so that as you go about your day, you are feeling so positive and uplifted by my energy. And so you guys can attract more goodness into your life. My intention is to uplift as many people as I possibly can, so that together as a conscious collective, we can help one another rise to our highest state of being. Can you imagine if every single person on this planet, even just slightly, worked on raising their own state of being and vibration? What kind of world we'd be living in? That vision is my why and my motivation for doing what I do every day. Now, y'all know that I'm a huge fan of affirmations, so I want to leave y'all with a beautiful affirmation that will help you to feel more positively throughout the rest of your day. All right, here it is. I'm raising my vibration. I radiate good vibes, and I am a magnet for positive energy. By implementing these powerful ways to raise your vibe, you can feel high on life naturally and become a master manifestor for what you want in your life. What do you guys do to raise your vibe? Comment below and let me know to share how you raise your vibe out there, and or how you plan to use some of the tips from today's video to raise your vibration. All right, guys, I feel so happy and quite honestly elevated to have shared energizing yoga and 10+1 powerful ways for you to raise your vibration. I love hearing from y'all on social media and would love to see how y'all are raising your own vibration out there at home. Post your best shot of what you do to make you feel in a more elevated state, and make sure you tag me at Mandy J. Ross. I feel confidently that y'all have extra tips you can share, so I want to see them. All right, y'all know the drill. If you like today's video, please hit that little thumbs up like below. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that little notification bell so you'll be informed each and every time I upload new uplifting videos, which is every single week, guys. So make sure you do, because you'll be the first to see them. And I have lots coming up, so please make sure you do. And on that uplifting note, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Namaste, and as always, I'm wishing y'all a beautiful day.